everyone, my name is Jen. I'm here at Inspired by Purpose, and today I would like to show you a few self-massage techniques. So self-massage is really beneficial for so many different reasons. It can help to improve sleep, it can help to alleviate muscle tension and soreness, it can help alleviate stress and tension, it can help to lubricate the joints and just kind of get things flowing, energy flowing through the body. So I'll show you a few different techniques. We'll talk about Abhyanga. So Abhyanga is a self-massage technique used in Ayurveda. Ayurveda being the sister science to yoga. And in Ayurveda deals a little bit more with, or a lot more with lifestyle, with how we're living. So Ayurveda deals more with what we're eating, how we're digesting, things like doing self-massage and self-care. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then I'll also give you some other techniques if you're not well aligned with Abhyanga, or for those days where maybe for whatever reason you don't want to go through a full Abhyanga practice. So if you're doing Abhyanga, that is a self-massage with oil. So you can choose any type of oil, but the common ones used in Ayurveda would be like sesame oil, coconut oil, almond oil, those kinds of things, these natural oils. If you have a favorite massage oil that's scented, or maybe you have some oil in your cabinet and you want to add some essential oils to it to scent it up yourself, that's a great option. When you're doing your Abhyanga practice, you want to have a fairly clean body, so after a shower is a good time. You could even dry brush beforehand, like taking a brush and going over your dry skin just to help remove any dead skin cells before your practice. You want to make sure you're in a warm room, a room that feels good, that feels safe. You can even do things like dim the lights, turn on candles, incense, whatever kind of gets you in the mood of relaxation is great. You can put on some gentle music for yourself, those kinds of things. Pay attention to the details. You'll warm your oil, and being careful to warm it and make sure it's not too hot to burn yourself. And then you'll take some of the oil. Where you start can also be a personal preference thing. Some of us might like to start at the feet and then work our way up. Though if you have an aversion to feet, you might not want to start on your feet. Maybe you want to do feet last. So it could be that you start at the lower legs and work your way up, or you could even start at the head and shoulders and work your way down. So where you start is less important than actually getting it done. Now, how to do it: once you have your warm oil, you want to go across the long bones, so things like the shins, the thighs, the calves are long strokes. So this kind of thing you can go over, and you can squeeze and massage into those bigger muscles as well, like the calves, but it's an up and down. And then when we're going over the joints, any joints, it's a circle. So a circular movement, just like this: ankles, knees, elbows, wrists. You want to take time to get into the feet, so making your sole of the foot accessible. And you can massage it using your fingers or thumbs, or even knuckles if you want to go along, and your knuckles along your feet can be nice, or even the heels of your hand and massaging in there can be nice. Don't forget about the heel, the balls of the feet, even the toes, and you can massage each of the toes individually. The same goes for the hands. Because hands are a little bit easier to see, let's talk about those. So same thing, I could dig into one hand with the heel of the other, or the knuckles, or my thumb, or I could just kind of give it a light sweeping circular motion. So these are just ideas. You're gonna do what feels good for you. When it comes to the fingers, and you'll do the same thing on the toes, think about it, we've got this long joint and then a longer bone, and then a joint, and then a bone, and then a joint. So you can do your longer strokes along the bones, or kind of going around there is also good. And then making your circles along each of the joints of the fingers. And again, you do the same thing with the toes. So a little bit of a longer stroke, and then a circular motion, longer stroke, and then a circular motion. And you could even, with the fingers, pull on them is really great as well. You'll do one side of the arm, shoulder, the arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist and hand, or you could work it in reverse, hand and move up. So again, your preference, your choice. Commonly it would be from the shoulder down to the fingers, but if you want to do something different, absolutely you can. When it comes to the armpit, you want to think about going down and in toward the heart here, and circular motions across the chest. Ladies will want to pay special attention to the chest and the breast region to make sure that we are circulating and getting that lymph moving. We want to move lymph when we massage. You can do long strokes over the belly or circular strokes along the chest. We do circles. Back can sometimes be hard to reach, but you just do the best you can with your own back. When it comes to shoulders, a really nice technique can be to take one hand. I'm actually going to take my sweater off here, my zippy. We'll take one hand across, and what you can do is kind of press into it with your fingers, grab it, hold on to with your fingers, and then drag forward. That can be really nice. Nice way to get through the shoulders and the upper back there. And I can do that sides. Same thing along the base of the neck. If I take my head down, curl my fingers in, dig them in a little bit, and then just kind of pull down. Really nice. Neck, you can go in the occiput right here. So there's this, we've got the base of the skull, and then there's this kind of pit area where it kind of curls up. And if you massage into there, there are a lot of connective points there. Tends to hold a lot of tension in there, so that's a good place to get into. And you can use either your fingers or your thumbs. And then going again around the base of the skull can be really nice. Don't forget about ears, head, and even face. And as we go onto the face, I like to use my fingers. You can do light strokes. You can also do like a drag across, a drag up, or a drag down. So these are all things that you can kind of play with there. And even on the neck, you can go up or down. With the head and oil, some of us will feel comfortable, depending on hair type, depending on what you've got going on with your scalp. You might really like to massage oil into your scalp and into your hair. And for some hair types, that's really great, and it can provide a lot of softness and silkiness to the hair. But if you have very fine hair, it might leave your hair feeling very heavy even after being washed. So if you have finer hair, I would recommend trying that on a day when you have nowhere to be. That way, if it's a little more challenging to get the oil out of the hair, you know, you're not worried about it. All right, so if working with oil does not sound nice to you, or if you have an aversion to that, or if maybe you just don't want to deal with it, you can massage yourself without oils. You could use something like lotion or something like that. You could also use something like a tennis ball or any other ball that you may have. If you have a lacrosse ball or a tune-up ball, that also works well. And you can use this just the same way you would massage yourself with your own hand. So circular motions, up and down, across, and I can do that on my arm. I can do that on my leg. I can do that on the back of my leg. And this is also great for trigger point. So what that means is applying pressure and then looking for a point that feels sensitive, that creates a lot of sensation, breathing into that sensation for anywhere between 15 to 30 seconds, maybe even less than that if it's feeling pretty intense. And then you back off and you move on and you look for another point. You don't have to do that. You could also just massage and not even worry about trigger points. I could use this again, just the way I would use my hands or my fist to massage myself or someone else, except my hands aren't doing the work. So this is especially a great option if you have arthritis in your hands or something like that and your hands are feeling stiff. Then you don't have to worry about using your hands. You could use a ball. If you are using your hands, just to get into it a little bit more, you can do like a squeeze and pull kind of a thing. So I'm squeezing and pulling toward me if I do that in slow motion, right? That's a good technique. You can also just kind of roll your hands or your fingers around a little bit. You can use just a finger or two fingers, which creates more intensity. And I'm just using my arm as an example. This could be any body part. I could use my thumb to dig in a little more sharply. I could use my knuckles, and I like to kind of knead with my knuckles, kind of the way cats knead when you're petting them. So like a little knead action. And you could do the same thing with a fist, which works better on bigger muscles like through the thigh. But a little knead. You could even do taps, can be quite nice with a whole hand or even a 2-finger tap. Yeah. Or you could even do your own little karate chop. That can be nice sometimes. And or you can do fist, tapping with a fist, either hand palm toward you or even back of hand toward you. You just want to be gentle with yourself. You can do even like a King Kong across the chest when you're doing your chest massage is nice. And you could do sweeps. That's really nice after you're complete with your massage, especially if you're not using oil as kind of a finisher. I like to do this kind of thing. And you're just sweeping from high to low. You can sweep across the chest, down the back, down the legs. You can sweep the feet. You could do your tapping all over as well, right? All of these techniques you can do all over. So try not to forget the whole body from head to toes, including ears, including the face. We can massage our face, and our Miss Face likes massage, our necks, front and back, all around the arms, all around the shoulders, even if you can reach, getting into that space in the shoulder blades. And if you can't reach, that's where using your ball can come in handy. And you can take your ball either against the wall or on the mat, on the ground, line it up to approximately where you want it to be, and then you just kind of wiggle around. And I could do that on my low back, my glutes, on my thighs, on my feet, all of those things. And you can either get down on the ground to do that, or again, I could also be up against a wall with a ball between my body and the wall, my back and the wall, if I was doing it that way. All right, so I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know. If you did your massage, let us know how it went. And we hope to see you here in center or online very soon. Take good care of yourselves, and we hope you have a great day.